think if you asked any fan in the league what the most fun team to watch in Overwatch is right now, most of them would answer Chengdu Hunters. These guys have been so great with Amon on the Wrecking Ball, of course. All the other DPS looks they threw at you. You know, they kind of rejected the 3-3 meta outright for most of stage one.
And it's led them to a 50% win rate, and obviously we can't know how much they would have won if they had embraced the triple tank, triple support, but they've done it their way.
Right.
And I think that's what's so endearing about this roster.
Yeah, and one of the best parts about this roster is Ben Baconjack. He's going to be starting for the Hunters today, and he's one of those crucial, flexible DPS players.
Yeah, and he made his name really playing snipers. Now he's going to be also on the Tracer.
Good stats there.
Yeah, out of 9 players that have played at least 20 minutes on Tracer so far this season, he's way up there. And you know, for a guy who basically took a break from Overwatch for the entirety of 2018, and then came back and started playing the game again this year when he was signed to the Hunters, he's put on a very impressive performance.
Hey, I mean, that's called talent plus tons of hours spent practicing. I mean, whenever this guy plays, he certainly puts in the time, and it's showing here on the Hunters. So, like we said, going into this one, you gotta kind of favor the Gladiators a bit, but I don't think it's gonna be a walk in the park for them. Let's check out our map set brought to you by Toyota. Starting things off on Control with Busan, then going to Hanamura for Assault. Eichenwald will be our hybrid map. Finally, Junkertown for Escort. And then, if we need it, that 5th and final Control map.
I mean, exciting stuff. Busan, a map that on certain points does feature some heavy DPS compositions. Hanamura, we've seen some of the weird stuff out of the Gladiators with the Mei. So could be getting wacky here, Doa.
I mean, parts of Eichenwald as well. You definitely don't need to stick to the 3-3. And I mean, Junkertown, the map speaks for itself. If you watch any Overwatch in the last 2 years, I would say, nothing standard about that map. The standard is non-standard for Junkertown.
That's right. That's where the snipers come out into play. A lot of Orisa, sometimes the Bastion.
You name it, man. Junkrat, Symmetra. We've seen everything pretty much on the map. Torbjorn. I think we have legitimately almost seen every hero on that map this stage.
That's very true. Chengdu Hunter is going to start by coming out with Amon on the Wrecking Ball, of course, Baconjack.
Yeah.
On his key hero, that Widowmaker. Gladiators going to be doing an anti-DPS composition with the Moira.
Oh, and Decay claims first blood. Yang Jialong taken down early on. Baconjack in a little bit of trouble, down to 1 HP, and Roar finishes him off. Good start for the Gladiators as they look like they're probably going to be able to get the first control.
I mean, just excellent read there by Roar. Obviously, they were ready for the Chengdu Hunters with Baconjack to pull out the Widowmaker. He was looking for him at the start of that fight. Now Baconjack switches over to the Tracer, going for something a little bit more short range, trying to get up in their face, and that was nearly a back cap, actually.
What in the world? Wow, the Gladiators just giving it right over. Did that just happen? That was it's a bit of an embarrassing moment for LA. You gotta kind of watch to make sure nobody's sitting on the point.
Big Goose didn't realize there were 2 of them back there,
guess,
so they sent 1 player back.
He's like, uh-oh, I'm good. I'm a good Lucio, but I'm not a 1v2 good Lucio.
Wow, that was very unusual. I mean, that was like 20% 18 in the end for free.
Yeah.
For the Chengdu Hunters.
It's quite strange. Well, the Gladiators take it back easily anyway. Decay it with the sleep dart. They might need to run back and save him. Yeah, the Gladiator's trying to respond here. Looks like he's going to get out just fine. He has the EMP now, too.
I mean, Elsa and Baconjack putting pressure on the point right now. They're trying another back cap. Amon back there as well.
All right, EMP. A few members of the Hunters hit with that. Not the greatest EMP ever. The Hunters rush the point instead. Veltal already down. The Shaz took him out with the Coalescence. Gladiators still holding strong on the point for now.
I mean, Gladiators that time with the right call. They know there are 3 back there, so they just attack the other 3 on the flank and double back. They don't actually give over the point this time. Among Baconjack and Elsa trying to be tricky. They're doing it again.
Yep.
Nanovisor available too.
This is what you can do with these DPS comps. Ooh, Decay nearly gets taken out. Good response by Kyo, but they couldn't quite finish him. Now it's going to be the Nano Boost over onto the Soldier, trying to put the damage down onto Gladiators. But meanwhile, his team is dropping around him. Chengdu Hunters answering in kind, but with a kill on Veltal by Roar and onto Yang Jialong, I think that is going to be. That's going to be the Hunters taking the point back again. What in the world? We've entered the bizarro realm where nothing makes sense on this round, man.
I mean, Gladiators are playing this right. You can give it up right there because eventually you're going to take it back. There's only a Wrecking Ball and a Tracer there, and that's what they're going to do right now.
Yeah. All right. So once again, the Gladiators take it back. But the thing is, what should be a like 99-0 situation right now for the Gladiators is actually like about 80-30 for the Hunters, which gives the Hunters still a real shot here.
Right, but I think the Hunters are getting read here by the Gladiators because the Gladiators are intentionally giving this up to win the fights and then immediately recap, right? So it's not a disaster for them at all.
Hack on a Big Goose. And Shaz pops that Coalescence, just keeping people kind of bottled up in that room. They're going to use the sound barrier. Can they get out? No, they can't. Veltal down via the self-destruct. Kyo as well taken out by Roar. They nearly flip it back again. Amon's been so annoying from the Hunters as usual, but it's going to go the Gladiators' way in the end. That was a bizarre way to start this series, but hey, I think that's going to be kind of indicative of how the whole thing's going to go today.
I think so, Doa, but
It's gonna be fun.
That's just great shot calling from the Gladiators. They were not fooled for a second. They didn't crumble under the pressure of the back cap. The one mistake they made was just sending Big Goose back on that first cap from the Chengdu Hunters.
Sure.
But they adapted immediately after that, didn't lose people on the point, and kept winning the fights. You just have to play aggressively into that and ignore them because, yeah, you give up a few percent here and there, but you gain so much more by, I mean, they won every team fight on that entire point.
Right,
So,
they had no trouble taking it back when they did lose it. So, there's that. Round number 2, we're going to Shrine. And Hunters sticking with this DPS look, the Gladiators sticking with their anti-DPS look with the Moira as well in this triple support composition.
yeah, this point's a little bit easier for these multi-DPS looks, as we see Roar kind of dive in, trying to carve off a couple of supports here from the Chengdu Hunters.
Yeah, he's got them separated from the rest of the team. Amon has to go back to try to protect them. It's still a little bit dicey here as the whole of the Hunters are forced back. Amon getting aggressive now, but Young Chalong already down. Decay finds an early kill, and there goes Amon. No support. As he's losing people too fast, but yeah, they still try to backcap Baconjack on the Widowmaker, of all people.
Gladiators look like they're very ready to play against the Chengdu Hunters.
Seems that way.
They're going aggressive. They're not being fooled by the point pressure on either of these. That is a very late reset for Baconjack, which is going to give 10% or so onto the point.
Well, it's weird because usually you can see those Widowmakers grapple their way to safety in these situations, but he tried to be aggressive with the back cap, and that kind of put him in a untenable position.
And now, the Gladiators are playing so far forward. How is he going to get sight lines on this point? It's going to be a real trick.
So with the back cap, and that kind of put him in a...
Happens, I guess, when you hunt the Hunters, but this is definitely a tailored strat courtesy of the Gladiators coaching staff, and it is working extremely well.
It's like the old phrase goes, the Hunters have become the out-hunters.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure that's how the old saying goes.
I think I nailed it. Yeah. That's right. Well, Gladiators, a couple ults to use. They're going to pop the rally right off the bat. Yang Xiaolong moving in with the tactical visor. No real targets to speak of, though. The shield's there, and now he's getting pushed away. Doesn't have that biotic field right now. Got to try to play it safe. Amon does get a kill there on the hydration. Veltal falls in response, so now on board with Decay. He himself is hacked as the Gladiators just took a big EMP, but it doesn't matter as they're going to win the fight anyway.
Decay's EMP came in first, and that was all the Gladiators needed. They still have great stall ultimates here to use. Primal Rage and Self-Destruct. Chengdu going to really struggle to take this one back.
What do? You just need amazing plays. I mean, they've got the McCree now. Maybe they can get some kills with that, but it's looking grim for the Hunters at the moment here on Busan.
I don't think McCree's the answer. Self-destruct just to zone them out right now, stunned, but the Primal Rage is already through, and Kyo is off the map.
Kyo, Baconjack, hydration, gets the kill on Yang Xiaolong as well on that McCree. And Gladiators, there's just nothing that the Hunters can do at this point. Amon is going to try to buy as much time as he can, but he doesn't even hit the ground alive, and that's Gladiators taking a crushingly dominant 2-0 on Busan.
This team's ready to play against the Hunters. There will be no back caps. There will be no shenanigans. Los Angeles shuts it down.
We'll see if the Hunters can make map 2 any closer when we come back.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Gladiators with a quick map number 1. I gotta say, Monty, I was kind of expecting this to be a little bit closer, and that's only one map down, but still, the Hunters just look completely outplayed.
All right, Gladiators are a team that have always done their homework. They look prepared in Los Angeles, now one map closer to going 6-0 on their quest for the undefeated stage 2.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting stuff.
So if we look ahead to our next map, to our assault map Hanamura, what do you kind of want to see from the Hunters to adapt to what the Gladiators have been doing?
I mean, I think it's going to be interesting because I'm not exactly sold on a lot of the Gladiators' Maze strats that we've seen from them in the past. Okay. So, especially against the Hunters, if you're playing 3-3 into that Maze strat, obviously the wall is there to block the choke at A and separate the tanks from the supports and get those easy kills. When you're playing a lot of very mobile heroes like the Chengdu Hunters like to play, if you're playing with the Pharah, they are going to have to adapt a little bit differently. So I am curious, given that we saw such excellent preparation from the Gladiators on map 1, what are they going to do against the Chengdu Hunters who like to play Pharah there on Hanamura? So
yeah, I wonder. Well, whatever it is, I'm sure it's going to involve that man on your screen right there, Roar, main tank for the LA Gladiators, and a player that's really kind of broken out in a big way this stage.
Yeah, and he did a great job of following targets. It was clear that he knew his mission at the start of that map, which was to hunt down Baconjack if he was on the Widowmaker.
Right.
Got numerous eliminations on him. Did not die at all on Busan, so that was pretty important as well.
It's crazy. You do not see Winston's not die on control maps very often, and just the way, like you said, chasing after the DPS. We saw him early on Shrine separate 2 supports from the rest of the team, and that's really kind of the best. That's the best Winston can offer, right? He's in there to be disruptive, to split the team apart, but more importantly, to get out alive too. You need to kind of have that balance. You need to know what your limits are, and Roar seems to really have all that down right now.
Yeah, and because they were running the Sombra as well, they had a lot of options to split off using their mobility, multiple supports or a DPS member of the Chengdu Hunters, focus them down, and then go ahead and return to the point when you have a player advantage. So really good strat coming in from the Gladiators.
Hey, we got a substitution, and it's Surefour coming in, I would imagine, for Decay. No, subbing out for Void, my bad.
Yeah.
It's usually been Void lately, yes.
Yeah, and especially on these assault maps.
Right.
So this is a team that plays a lot of Bastion, and Jinmu coming in, of course, notable for his Hanzo and Pharah mechanics, subbing in for Baconjack.
Yep, that's right. Jinmu, one of my personal favorite players to watch. I voted for him in the All-Star match.
Yeah, I think he is just very mechanically talented.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how he does here on Hanamura. It's going to be our second map of the series. Going to Assault. The first map was not close. Hopefully, this next one's going to be a little bit more even up between these two teams. I think the Hunters have what it takes to do it.
Yeah, and I'm curious how much Bastion we're going to see from the Gladiators in this match, because Gladiators currently run Bastion about 14% of the time, which is well above the league average of 5.7%. And we've seen them run it on maps like Blizzard World, where you don't normally see it. We are, you know, who knows if we're going to see it on their defense. This attack, obviously, probably not going to feature that Bastion, but Chengdu is going to go back to the Torbjorn Pharah.
Okay, we've seen Chengdu do really well with this Torbjorn on Hanamura in the past. Yep. Elsa, in fact, has been really impressive on this hero on this specific point.
Yeah, as well as on King's Row, if you can think back to that game that they played where they full held to Justice on A.
That's too far, sorry, can't.
Oh, sorry.
Yep, I tried.
That's all right, I reminded you.
I appreciate it, that's
It's
what you're
cool.
here for. Here we go. It's going to be a bit of halt hook action for the LA Gladiators. Shaz on the Roadhog.
It also just puts so much pressure on the enemy Orisa barrier that I think this is a good idea, right? You can sneak your Sombra through there. They're going to translocate into the doorway and start setting up here for Surefour to flank. And now they can just win the barrier battle.
That's the plan anyway. Look for the hook up on the Pharah, but she was too far away. There's the Immortality Field, keeping everybody alive at least. Big Goose on that Batiste, our newest hero here in Overwatch.
That's a pretty smooth transition. I mean, they've got tons of long-range hit scan to deal with the Pharah. They have a lot of shield or barrier pressure as well, thanks to the Roadhog. So, again, this is composition. They know exactly what the Chengdu Hunters are going to run.
Yep. Oh, Shaz down, though. Yang Zhonglong manages to pick him off with a headshot. There we go. I said it. Immortality Field out, but down quickly. Gladiators on the point, but they're losing people too quickly. Decay, the only person getting a kill on the LA side for now. Jinwoo's crazy, man.
What?
Jinwoo's nuts.
Wow.
That's a splash damage, dude.
Jinmu, with some of these abilities, like he has to hit the rockets, it's just unreal.
Yeah.
And that was a great defense. A lot of it based off of mechanics for the Chengdu Hunters. Gladiators, though, they have some insurance. Hydration is going to be on the Hanzo to break the hard point with the Orisa, and there is some nice spawn camping.
Yeah, a little bit of harassment there. Oh, Roar extremely low, though, and he can't get back. That was just a great concussion grenade from Jinmu to bounce him out. They focused him down. And this defense is scary from the Hunters, man. They have used it well against a lot of teams, and Gladiators looking a little bit lost here at the moment.
They got 5 ults too. Roar now opting to go to the Wrecking Ball instead. EMP going to be a big ultimate here. But how do you get across this point? Gladiators, they're giving up. Hydration on the far. Big Goose over.
Yeah.
To the Mercy. Shaz now deciding to go with the Ana. Still going to be able to pressure the Pharah.
I mean, if you're going to swap, now's the time to do it. You wait any longer, it's a little bit too late. So the Gladiators at least giving themselves a chance here. Jinmu already taking out Big Goose, though. He killed him pretty much right after he ulted, too. That is rough.
I don't even know how he got that elimination. That was an air-to-air rocket that looked like it was set up by Among with a halt.
I voted for him for All-Stars for a reason, dude. It's like, this guy's insane on the bar.
Actually, I think it was a supercharger that got the assist right there. But regardless, another impressive immediate elimination from Jinmu.
Yeah. All right, Translocator comes up, Surefour gets a double EMP on the Pharmacy combo. Can they finish them, though? Kyo pops that Transcendence to keep them alive. It was a nice attempt by Surefour, but the kills have not come through yet.
Jinmu's still alive because of the Trance and the Valkyrie, but they got 2 support ultimates. So it's a pretty nice win there if you're the Gladiators. Still only a minute. Oh, he's looking for him.
He didn't see Decay there. He didn't see it. Oh, he's hiding. He's a spry old man, but he might be dead soon. Roar down already. There goes Decay. So the Hunter's still getting in a position to hold this pretty easily. There's a wacky map already, and Big Goose
with the melee
gets the kill for Jinmu, uppercuts him. Fatality.
Elsa still has the Molten Core, so they have a chance here. If they walk in, will the Molten Core come out? It will.
That's right, Molten Core there, but Pharah doesn't need to worry about the lava floor. He only needs to be worried about Kyo, who domes him with the Zenyatta. Decay, though, comes back in for the double kill, and the Gladiators are managing to pull this one out in the end anyway. I knew this series would deliver.
Well, that was fun.
This is kind of crazy.
Gladiators, barely managing to move through in spite of the fact that they had a player advantage for virtually that entire last fight. There's not going to be any snowballing into point B.
All right, let's see Decay. Got a couple kills that came out pretty big there. There was Kyo. Wow. Same clip. 2 kills.
Ooh, beautiful. Yeah, very, very nice there. Big Goose getting the heals in afterwards. Hydration now. Making a change. So they are going to go for the Halt Hook combo here on their attack.
Yeah.
Quick swap. They have an EMP to set it up as well. They want to snag this Pharah. Remember, the Pharah can't really get out of range of a Roadhog hook here on the point.
Big Goose already got killed by Jinmu, though.
How does he keep getting away with it?
As a hook. They can't keep getting away with it.
They didn't.
Okay, that's good. I'm relieved. I can sleep tonight. Oh. No escape, though, for Elsa. Hydration, though, under pressure, has to take a breather as he walks back to the point. Elsa nearly demeched. He's getting the healing from the Mercy. Among down again. There goes Roar. Yangzhaolong managing to pick off the main tank, and Gladiators don't really find any purchase on point B, not yet.
Well, I tried to rush in there, but the early death of Big Goose really slowed them down. They nearly got a tick in spite of that.
It was close.
And Jinmu's just sticking on this. I mean, I think this is very dangerous within the close confines of this point when you are basically always in range of the EMP, like the hack, even just a regular hack. The hook, the halts, like, I think Jinmu's crazy for sticking on this Pharah, but, you know, he has a lot of confidence. What can you say?
Nice. He's been able to deliver so far. Meanwhile, Surefour is in your base, ready to hack your dudes. Look out. He's sneaking. He's skulking, he's coming in. No, he's detected. No EMP just yet, dodging. Struck there, kills already for the Chengdu Hunters, not wasting any time in winning this fight. Nice shot from Yangzhaolong, man. That Widowmaker. Oh, it hurts bad.
He's got the infrasight, so he knows where they are, can't see through walls, but it doesn't stop Chengdu Hunters. They just are so mechanically skilled. Sometimes you get those outplays.
Oh.
It was a good EMP too. It actually interrupted Evil Tal's resurrection. onto Elsa, but didn't actually end up making that big of a difference because Yang Xiaolong was simply clicking heads. Now they're going to switch again. So Decay, back to the Tracer. Wrecking Ball is the choice. They're going double dive tank. Roar staying on the Winston, Surefour on the Widowmaker. So two long-range heroes in the Ana and the Widow, and Winston Wrecking Ball. So they're really trying to focus Yang Xiaolong. They know they can't just let him keep doing that.
And when Wrecking Ball first came out, that's when they thought we were going to see more. Jinmu, not the greatest barrage ever. I suppose he does force Roar back into an inopportune position. One tank down already. It's going to be Hydration slamming down. Yang Xiaolong already with a kill into Big Goose, though. Surefour has to take a moment to stay out of the way here. And looks like, again, Hunter's okay.
Time to back off.
Ooh.
No ticks taken yet by the Gladiators, Chengdu Hunters. They're winning right now, and now they're swapping. Jinmu to the Sombra.
1 minute.
Yeah, they know they can't go against the Ana Widow combo.
Yeah.
With that far. Maybe that's a little too much even for Jinmu.
The Sombra's a little bit more acceptable, I guess you could say. Good enough. Surefour looking for more shots. Turning around, trying to find the kill on the Jinmu here. Ooh, they get it. Yang Xiaolong down as well. This is the moment the Gladiators have been looking for. They've gotten the early kills. Decay grabs a couple more for himself. And now Roar can just be as aggressive as he wants onto Veltal. No sleep dart apparently, but no Widowmaker either. Just kills him in spawn. Whoops. And that is a good start for Gladiators if they want to finally claim this point.
Doomfist out now.
Yeah, Doomfist for Jinmu. All right, Decay's just waiting for it. There's gonna be Amon with the minefield, but Hydration finishes him off. Oh, no pick. Sleep dart comes in, he gets away. Can't believe Decay escaped from that. Meanwhile, Surefour taken out by Jinmu. So there's a problem. Well, minefields all over the place on the point right now. Overtime, ticking the Gladiators. They got to get back there. Decay keeps the point going for just a bit longer. Can they finish it, though? They've got 2 ticks right now.
Nano boost on a Doomfist. Jinmu's here.
Yeah,
and he's asleep.
Done. Goodbye, Hydration. It's okay. He's sleeping while his team takes care of it. No problem, man. Amon's getting way aggressive. Surefour can't out TPS. He rolls him over like the last bowling pin in the lane. Big Goose just trying to float around and keep the point alive, but there goes Shaz. Eventually, Arjula kills everybody. What a hold for the Hunters. I don't know what I'm watching anymore, Monty. I don't know.
Welcome to the Overwatch League, Noah. This is Gladiators versus Hunters, and it is delivering.
Guys, it's not just 3-3 anymore. Tell your friends. DPS is back. Gladiators on defense when we come back.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
That was an insane round, and you might as well name that guy on your screen Yang Xiaolong for what he's doing to the enemy team right now, man. Just capping him on Widowmaker.
He had a casual 35% scoped critical hit rate on Widowmaker. That's not normal. That is, he got 10 final blows out of his team's 31. And had 8.
That's a hard carry.
He had 8
that is a
critical
hard
hit
carry.
kills. I mean, you saw some of those triples he was getting. Very impressive.
Yeah.
So Chengdu Hunters now, they don't even have to make it all the way here. I'm just cleaning it up, why not? All the confidence in the world. He'll get that Valkyrieing. So, you know.
Oh, yeah.
This was the he says the easy shot for last, right?
I mean, that's the thing. Like, the shots he's hitting are not the easiest shots in the world to hit on Widowmaker, too. He's looking absolutely fantastic. And, I mean, despite their 5-5 record, I'm pretty pumped about the Chengdu Hunters right now.
I mean, the thing is they do struggle against good teams, the Chengdu Hunters. But
Well,
you know what?
as
They
we've
always deliver an incredibly entertaining performance.
They always push you to your limit, too, because they just throw stuff at you that you cannot have possibly practiced against.
All right. Speaking of that, Symmetra attack with Junkrat and Roadhog for Chengdu. Meanwhile, we have the Mei strat returning. So this is a strat. They know the Mei's coming, so they're just gonna Symmetra. That's cheeky from the Hunters.
Oh, they get trapped a little bit in the wall, but they're okay because the Immortality Field, and yeah, that's why not. If you know the Mei is probably going to be out there, bypass the door completely.
Yep, that's
Beautiful.
just smart play.
Yeah.
What else are you going to say? You got another teleporter here. You can get up onto the high ground. You're feeling good. Everybody goes through.
Yep. Oh.
Set up on the point.
Jumping off, down on the wall now. Another Mei wall from Surefour, not doing a whole lot for the Gladiators. Chengdu Hunters might as well act as the defender now.
That's
nice
huge.
sleep dart on the Among. That is really big. Immortality Field. It doesn't matter. The Gladiators set up for a couple kills. Elsa down as well. So Keo trying what he can to keep his team alive, but it's looking okay for the Gladiators right now.
I mean, it really was just Decay there with the kill onto Evil Doll to Mercy. That was the big play that set everything in motion. And the problem with Chengdu's strat is that it takes a long time to set up. Yes, you can bypass the Mei wall. They're just going to mix it up immediately.
Yep.
Now they're going to use mobility to get through the point very quickly. They have speed boost. Of course, the Wrecking Ball, they can use the Translocator and the Genji Dash. They're trying to bait out the wall right now. Didn't work.
I mean, the Reflect is great from Jinmu right now against Gladiators, reflecting Widow, reflecting those Bio Grenades from Ana, reflecting the damage from Junkrat. Like, there's a lot of good stuff to send back at the enemy team with that Genji right now.
Yeah, you can see Hydration just sitting on that Junkrat tire, too.
Yeah, looks like they're waiting out the Widowmaker ult for a bit here. Hydration has the tire as well. Among making an appearance. Oh, and distracting while Yang Xiaolong jumps onto the point right now. Waiting for it. He goes down. They're going to try to target Shaz. They get him. Elsa with a finishing blow there.
Tire.
Yeah, Jinmu coming after
Blizzard's
him.
down.
Here comes the tire. Blizzard doing some work. Veltal gets 2, though. Decay knocked off. Hydration just dead. The tire gets nothing here. Elsa demeched, but that is about it.
I mean, Evil Doll gets the play because he gets the boop on the back line. Now there's only a few Gladiators members remaining, and Big Goose is no longer one of them.
Well, the Hunters just rotate around onto the point and take it. That's it. That's point A.
Wow. I mean, that was a great play based around the pile driver.
Yeah.
The team sets up well around Among, and they always have. They play so well around the Wrecking Ball displacement because this is what Among does.
So this was
the play right here.
Yeah.
This was it. Goodbye, Hydration.
Oh,
there you go. Decay there.
1 HP Decay jumps in to pad the stats.
Jumps right in front of the alternate fire there from the Lucio. Now Chengdu working up towards some ultimates. Wholesale swap from the Gladiators, resetting their economy. They have a nano boost. They need to use it.
Yeah, here we go. Well,
Jinmu
with that anti-heal, yeah.
Yeah, but they don't get any elims off of the nano boost. So now Chengdu's going to have a really good opportunity, except for Among is slept.
Yeah, things are kind of falling apart a little bit for the Hunters. They actually use the Coalescence. Not so sure about that one. When they come back, Jinmu will have Blade.
EMP Blade is the play here from Chengdu Hunters. And Gladiators basically have no defense outside of Shaz hitting some sort of insane sleep dart.
Right.
And he can't do that when he's Moira. Maybe they get a hack in from Decay. They need to stay very far apart right now, the Gladiators.
I think Yang Xiaolong is going to be going up on that high ground for the EMP, or maybe when they draw the Gladiators down. Yeah, there's the EMP.
Here we go.
There's the Blade. Jinmu pulls it out, gets Decay right off the bat, going in after the Moira. She fades away. Now he's looking for a bit more. Gets one good slash through the team, but no more kills out of that.
I mean, they did
did
get a
reduce
tick,
a lot of the health. Yeah, they got a tick already on B. Hydration super low, and the damage was done. Surefour comes back in for the kill onto Jinmu, so maybe the Gladiators have a chance to turn this one around. Sound barrier as the Chengdu Hunters try to keep pushing forward here. Man, Amin doing so much damage with that knockup. Gets hacked in the end, but still, okay, EMP. Used now on the Hunters. Gladiators slowly turning this
They're
one
going
around.
in the Doom
Jinmu with the
Fist.
Doom Fist now. Gets a right click onto Shaz right off the bat. Decay has to flee. Hydration down again. That's a double kill for Jinmu already. Is there anything this guy can't play?
He's coming back in, and Sombra is returning now, and Decay down.
He's down. Jinmu with 3 in a row right now, make it 4 as he takes out Roar. Just looking for a bit more. That rhymed way more than I intended, but at the end of the day, the Chengdu Hunters looking pretty good.
Still going.
That's 5 in a row now for Jinmu. Going for 6, gonna get it. Hydration a bit low. Coalescence used on the Gladiators side now. Trying to find one onto Hydration. Low health on that Brigida right now. Roar down. Also finds him with the self-destruct. Hydration isolated, taken out. And Jinmu, the hero of the round right there, is going to deliver point B over to the Hunters and going to deliver them the map. That is it. The Hunters strike back.
What a boss map. Insane. I mean, insane play from Yang Xiaolong and Jinmu to save that. Very nicely done by the Hunters.
Yeah. Wow, what a map. Halftime when we come back.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile. The Gladiators have yet to lose a match this stage, but the Hunters are hoping to change that. They have all things tied up at the half. It's one apiece. Make some noise, Blizzard Arena. We are back live in Los Angeles. This is your halftime. I'm Bucket. You know Sideshow. You know Mr. Rex. You didn't expect this scoreline, did you, though? Yeah, one apiece, friends. What's going on?
The Hunters, or whether they're going to try and counter it. Seemed like they came in with 2 different approaches. One definitely worked. The other
They started to counter it.
Yeah, it was really weird, actually, this game. And it's always weird when Chengdu play because you never quite know what's going to happen. And map 1, it just looked so dominant for Gladiators. They had their number the entire time. They run the Moira, they run the Sombra, they just hack them up, chase down the DPS, easy stuff, come out with the win.
And you said on the pregame show, Matt, that at this point, teams should be able to game plan for the Hunters,
I mean, we saw the Shanghai Dragons have really good success against the Hunters, and it seemed like here early that the Gladiators came out and they were really prepared. I mean, I know Void, Roar, and Decay don't die throughout the whole
Zero
first
death.
map. Pretty impressive stuff there. Maybe, you know what, you had a different lineup, I think, here for the Hunters. You had Baconjack and Yang Xiaolong in, which are like both of their hit scan players.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe they were more worried that you were going to have
Hydration on
Hydration
Pharah.
play Pharah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which is what the Shanghai Dragons did to them in that win over there. But
Yeah.
but it seems like the Gladiators have figured out a strategy that works really well without really having to deviate onto DPS too much. Except they did that on Hanamura.
Yeah,
and it didn't work well
so
at all.
this is what we were so
Ugly.
confused by, right? It seemed like Gladiators, you come in game 1, you counter everything that Chengdu's throwing at you. Game 2, I don't know what their game plan was. As we take a look at some of these comps, what's the thought process behind this? Because clearly they were ready for the attack coming from
You saw
Chengdu.
everything here.
But their own
I mean,
attack,
yeah, I mean, you saw the Pharah, the Torbjorn come out. You know, the classic Hunters, right? You know, this vintage Hunters.
It really is. It really is. But I don't think that this was Gladiators specifically prepping for Chengdu, honestly.
Yeah,
We've
Big
seen-
Goose.
Oh, that is sick.
That's a naughty slap.
That's so good. But Gladiators have run this kind of stuff against a bunch of people, and they have a really poor win rate, actually, on Hanamura, and also just whenever Shawfar is in the lineup, because they take Void out and they can't play the triple tank, triple support as much, so they have to rely on these weird picks. Like, Shawfar's on the Maze, on the Reaper.
and then
Questionable EMPs.
Yeah, he threw out an EMP that was just garbage towards the end of this game, so I'm looking at this like, what?
But
Do
you
wanna
lose your
even
ability to play
Shawfar?
Diva. I mean, you lose
Yeah.
all ability to play Diva once Void leaves the lineup.
Yeah.
Did you guys feel better watching the Hunters with YXL and Jinmu in the lineup? What do you think about
I
this?
think
And
so.
Elsa as
I
well?
think Jinmu's got mad clutch potential when it comes to the Pharah, which is so good on like that defensive Hanamura. And then at the
Doomfist
end
worked
here
out
on
here?
Doomfist, he was so good.
You know, the Baconjack plays really strong, like Widowmaker, Hanzo, Tracer, but I think like Jinmu plays the heroes that can definitely like turn the tides in a series like this, like the Doomfist, like Pharah at a really high level. Then that forces the Gladiators in to change their game as opposed to them, you know, reacting.
Now we want to talk about the Gladiators, but first I want to hit the Hunters, right? This team started off 2-0 in the stage. If they somehow beat the Gladiators tonight, are they potentially in playoff contention? Is this a stage 2 playoff team?
Bren's got on top of the league, I think.
Brent had them
Yeah,
undefeated
Bren-
at
yeah,
some
Bren-
point. I don't know. I'm not feeling it, honestly, because even though they're, you know, high up at the table at the moment in number 6 place, they're a readable team. You know what they're going to bring to the table.
So let's talk about the Gladiators then, Matt. We have the Gladiators in the #1 spot right now. We said the Spitfire, we're chasing them for maybe a 4th place overall in the league. Who's the better team after watching 2 games from Gladiators and the full match from the Spitfire?
I kind of expected the Gladiators to come in here today and just kind of roll through the Hunters. Like, if the Dragons were able to counter the Hunters and come up with a game plan to be able to do it, you would think that the Gladiators, like who I'd rate higher than Shanghai,
And they did on map
would
1.
be able to. They did on map 1. I think definitely going to be telling the second half of the series. I think you definitely have a better read at the end of the series where they stand.
Too early to tell.
Yeah, I think the Gladiators are such a weird team for me because everybody seems to think they're this 4th best team after the Titans, the Shock, and NYXL. But when you watch them play against the Valiant, they had some like weird moments. In this game, weird moments. Against Mayhem, weird
Well,
moments.
I tell you, I know 4th place in this stage gets you NYXL round 1. It doesn't really matter at that point, right?
Yeah.
All right, we'll see if the Gladiators can clean up their weird play in the second half. They're the favorites after all. Oh, so far, it's all tied up 1 apiece. We'll find out who takes the lead after this.
They don't just play for a team. They play for every fan, every rival, every moment, every match. And when everyone watching expects the best, they perform with the best.
little bit of aiming, you know, just rolling around, doing the roly-poly maneuvers as he does.
He's the best wrecking ball in the game right now, and he's been buffed here for the new meta.
It is just a joy to watch at this point.
Do you think you're the best wrecking ball in the league?
没错，就是我。
Chengdu just refused to play the game like anyone else, and it is fun to watch.
I mean, it really doesn't get any better on the wrecking ball than Among. That's for sure. There is no questioning that.
This has just been an insanely fun map to watch.
Yeah.
You know, has it been perfect Overwatch? No, Noah.
I don't want perfect Overwatch, though,
but it is gloriously imperfect, and that is what is enjoyable about it. And I do agree with Sideshow that, you know, we've only seen Hanamura once this stage from the LA Gladiators, and they did try that similar Mei-style strategy with Surefour on the defense, and it didn't really work then either.
Sure.
So I do think it is a weak point in the Gladiators' arsenal. We'll see how they proceed on the rest of these maps, though, because certainly Chengdu is just going to throw different looks, different team compositions at you. And, you know, sometimes they just create enough chaos that they win based on mechanical ability.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you know, it's been said before, chaos is a ladder. Well, I think the Hunters have taken that and made it their brand, essentially, at this point. Voyage subbing in for Surefour.
We'll see how high the ladder goes. You know, they're only in 12th place right now, so...
Chaos is a ranked ladder, too. That's for sure. Well, Hanamura went the way of the Hunters. Now we go to Eichenwald for our hybrid map, see which team takes the lead. I mean, we could have a draw on this map, too. Maybe no team takes the lead. Who knows? But I've got a feeling this doesn't feel like a draw-type situation in this match to me.
No, it doesn't feel very draw-ish, as it were, as they would say in chess.
Feels like nobody's making it out alive. There's going to be a battle to the death between these two teams.
And it is another triple DPS composition from the Chengdu Hunters. Yang Xiaolong on the Tracer. Yep. Meanwhile, bunkered up inside the clock tower are all the members of the LA Gladiators, and that's to give them no scouting information.
Right.
And also to protect them from any errant rockets. Decay already back here, trying to torture Kyo on the Zenyatta.
Kyo under a little bit of pressure here from that Sombra. Ooh, Decade's a big right click and else right there to save him. It's like, leave me and my Zen alone.
Great double back there. Decay dying early, hugely problematic, but Kyo also eventually falls, so they get the target they're looking for, but everybody now bottled up inside that clock tower, far off, floating over the point.
I mean, it is a lot of damage onto the Gladiators, but still, I mean, the Hunters don't have a lot of people who can really stand on the point and contest it right now, so...
Yeah, they have to get more eliminations, and that's always the problem with the Hunters. The number of eliminations they need before they can take objectives just takes a long time.
I mean, that's the idea with most Hunters, right? In general, you want to get the most eliminations.
That's right.
I think that's how it works. Coalescence, Jinmu has to flee from it. Beltal not so lucky, going down early. Void did get demacked, but I don't know if that's a big enough thing for Hunters to keep pushing here. Elsa down right during his EMP animation. That's right. Didn't get the EMP off, and that could be a problem for the Hunters. That said, they've got 2 ticks already, so the kills still trickling in favor of Chengdu right now.
Yeah, they're still hammering away. That's a pulse bomb on the hydration.
That's right, they trade, and Among down though, so Gladiators managing to barely hold on for the moment, but Chengdu puts himself 1 tick away from taking A.
And with hydration just going to be respawning now, they're going to have a 6 versus 5 advantage here. They're going to head back to the point, maybe swap off this Moira onto an Ana instead. Hydration nearly back, though. That actually cost them some time without hydration. EMP.
Yeah, Translocator EMP up in there. Great aim by Decay, too, helping finish off Yuvaltal. Roar gets a final blow, but that was all Decay on that play.
Yang Xiaolong now having to work his way back up to another EMP. This has not gone the way they wanted for the Chengdu Hunters. Elsa actually swapped off to the Diva.
The Gladiators definitely in firm control right now at this point. They've got the ult. Roar does get hacked, but the sound barrier comes in to keep everybody safe. Yuvaltal again, kind of caught by himself. Jinmu, you gotta give your Mercy a chance to fly up to you and stay safe, dude. Like sometimes he's like going over these roofs and he's kind of leaving his Mercy high and dry, and as a support player, I feel your pain, Yuvaltal.
Well, the Gladiators still have 4 ultimates, though, so holding on very nicely here.
Yeah.
And Chengdu Hunters seem a bit baffled. This is the risk you run when you play these DPS-heavy compositions. Can you actually slow push them off the point? Because if not, you waste a lot of time.
I mean, they've certainly got the slow part down, that's for sure, but pushing them off the point, that has yet to be seen. Jinmu has the barrage ready to go. It is a minefield. on the point right now as well. Primal Rage from Roar in the back lines of the Hunters. Jinmu goes back to try to defend as they try to just wait that one out. Void got a bit low, but gets back to his team for some healing in time.
EMP up now for Yang Xiaolong. It has to be big. They get Roar, and they also get Decay.
That's a great start right now for the Hunters, but it's a lot of damage from Coalescence. Jinmu kept alive. Now Decay in a little bit of trouble here. Shaz trying to keep him alive with that Moira. Healing Orb gets sent out there, but Jinmu gets two. Oh, before he takes himself on the res right there, though. Yveltal bringing him back into the fray. Hydration standing alone right now. Roar is still there. He and Void are going to try to delay, but now Void down as well. Goodbye, Shaz, and looks like Point A finally getting taken by the Hunters.
Yeah, not much time bank, though. You need to take Eichenwald A pretty quickly because of how long B is. You have a delay while the portcullis opens right here. Decay is going to be sitting there on the high ground trying to get another EMP.
We've seen this one before.
Yep, they're going to drop like stones.
Yep, that's right. Mercy going all the way down. What a pick for Decay.
That's just some nice tracking.
Absolutely,
while you're falling from the sky.
Sending the elevator down to the afterworld. That was a combination of underworld and afterlife, by the way. The afterworld, I guess. It's a new thing. I'm a caster. I can invent new words. It's okay.
It's your job to invent new words.
I get paid for this. That's right.
Some call you the modern Shakespeare.
That's right. Many have. That's right. How did you know that? Eamon gets hacked. They're going to walk forward onto this Wrecking Ball. No defense, as he is all hacked here. Kyo down as well, so Gladiators wasting no time in taking firm defensive control over the payload here.
Yeah, Gladiators doing the right thing too, just continuing to play aggressively. Nearly got another EMP. Gladiators, after halftime, have adjusted. Chengdu forced back into their spawn.
That's right. A lot of ultimates available too. As you can see, they've been doing it quite efficiently. Aemon jumps in.
Nice
with the
anti-heal.
minefield, roared down. That's right. They were able to capitalize on that a bit. Now the payload's starting to move. Oh, but the big EMP comes in from the Gladiator side of things. Jinmu down already. Decay looking for a bit more. Nearly gets a hack onto Elsa, but Elsa able to use that self-destruct in time. Yveltal does get the res onto Jinmu, so the Pharah back in action again. Gladiators used a few ultimates, but didn't really win the fight. They have still managed to stop the payload, and there's only about a minute left for the Hunters.
Decay has just been such a monster on the Sombra for this map.
Void, he can't get back in the mech.
I mean, this is so bad for the Hunters, though, because they're playing this composition that doesn't really have a lot of sticking power onto the actual payload, and if they go to overtime, they're just going to be burning the wick, and they can't stay there with all these DPS heroes.
Yeah, pretty much. And Jinmu down, and Hunters still struggling to push this forward. Every time it seems like they have an advantage. Just a couple picks that'll get them there. The Gladiators always return fire. That's a sleeping Winston.
Yeah, he's still in the Primal Rage, so they're not going to be able to eliminate him. Decay with yet another EMP, and I think this is basically the end of the road for the Chengdu Hunters.
What an insane hold for the Gladiators, though. They'll put themselves in a position to almost certainly win this map. That payload moving a little bit here. Roared down. Opportunity now for the Hunters. The EMP comes out. It doesn't get the Lucio. There's a counter EMP from Decay coming in, going after Yveltal again. He has had this pharmacy dead to rights the entire round. Decay has really been my MVP on this one. So far, Jinmu down, self-destruct, catches Shaz. Chengdu Hunters not out of it just yet. Aemon comes back. And Decay just trying to find picks on the back line right now. They've got Kyo totally zoned out. Again, payload's moving though.
Yeah, Gladiators though, they're getting the picks that they can. They'll return to the payload once they have an advantage.
Oh, that minefield made Decay really take a long path around to try to get back to the payload. Jinmu has a barrage here too. Gotta dodge that self-destruct, going down onto Hydration. Getting any kills out of that, a lot of damage done at least. Hydration slammed into the ground by Aemon, but Big Goose gets the kill into Jinmu, so Gladiators not done yet. They're slowly, but seemingly surely pushing the Hunters back. That is it for the defense, and the Gladiators get a great hold here on Eichenwald.
That's true, Doa. Chengdu Hunters, the first time they've played Eichenwald this season, struggling on A, and Gladiators locking them down shortly thereafter at the beginning of B.
Gotta feel pretty good about that one. Gonna go to a quick break and then see if Gladiators can take the lead.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
The Los Angeles Gladiators have taken, or the lead, or might take the lead. I got ahead of myself a little bit there, but they've pretty much taken the lead in that they put themselves in a position to almost certainly win Eichenwald. Don't forget, go over to twitch.tv/Overwatch League now and check out the All Access Pass. It is pretty cool, actually, to get to watch the game from any player's perspective.
Or the top-down view as well.
View. Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. Keep track of the stuff, keep track of the different crowd control used. And if you're a fan of Decay, and I think we all are, talking about the player, not the entropic force, he is going to be on the desk tonight, actually, doing the interview for the All Access Pass. So definitely pick that up. Hear what he's got to say after all the matches are done.
So here we go. LA Gladiators, Decay back on the Sombra. They see the Pharmacy again. And Decay was excellent at grounding the flying duo of the Chengdu Hunters. Chengdu also now going to be using the Junkrat here for Yang Xiaolong.
Yeah. Jinmu on the far once more as the Gladiators try to approach. And they're spreading out, so it's tough to pick targets, and it's also tough to hit targets with those rockets. Ooh, Aurora a little bit low, though. Another, nice pull.
Halt.
That was a great halt by Ameng to set up that rocket. Great damage onto Roar, finish him off now. Elsa demeched, Elsa delifed. Can the Hunters hold on here?
They're just slow pushing in right now. They know if they can get this EMP up, they can take the first point pretty easily. Riptire is available for the Hunters.
Yep.
They're going to have to use that to cover for the Diva that is currently not there.
Oh,
and Decay knows that, but it doesn't matter what he knows.
Yeah, Decay gets caught by the Junkrat, and Gladiators jumping in here anyway. The Q and Yang Xiaolong down in return. Hydration swinging away, providing all that healing to his team. They're chasing down Ameng. They got him. And now the Coalescence from Shaz should seal the deal. Everybody healed. The damage is done. Point A nearly taken here. Jinmu still firing rockets ineffectively in there. And the tire's just going to be, it's going to be a field goal good tire maybe. No. Feel good tire?
That was definitely not the play.
There we go.
All right. You got a roar, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
But it doesn't matter because
Feel good tire.
The payload keeps moving. It's going to stop here by the time Roar spawns anyway.
Yeah.
Decay now nearly to that EMP once again. So far, he's had 13 enemies EMP'd in this map.
I mean, 4.5 minutes, too, for the Gladiators to push it just a little bit through point B. And we've seen this one before. Decay waiting for a chance to get that EMP. Oh, dodging everybody. Wow, he's so sneaky.
Here we go again.
Oh, there's a hack onto the Mercy. Veltal dropping like a stone. Shaz gets a kill to Yang Xiaolong to start things off. Gladiators with a 6v5 advantage. That Mercy able to rejoin her teammates. Decay couldn't find the kill. Now Q in a lot of trouble. No defense for that Honor right now. Oh, Elsa swoops in to save him just at the very end, but I don't think it's going to work in the end. No, it's not. They get him. And the Chengdu Hunters have just allowed themselves to be split up so many times here on Eichenwald. It's looked easy for the Gladiators, frankly.
They're back to the playbook that beat Chengdu in map 1 of this series.
Yep.
Just really punished them for being so far separated. They all know what their jobs are. Hydration has really been a star on this attack because he's gotten some very good flanks.
I mean, can you even get back there? It looks like they've got the Tracer there. Yang Xiaolong able to stop the point, but that's it. The Gladiators take the lead in the series, making it look easy on Eichenwald.
Another easy map for the Gladiators when they've won. It has looked simple. Chengdu now going to have to even it up here.
That's right. We'll see if they can on map 4 when we return. Don't go anywhere. More Overwatch League after this.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Welcome to Assist of the Week, presented by State Farm. Our old friend Hanamura Point A presented little difficulty for Gray in the Paris Eternal as they utilized a perfectly timed bionic grenade from Ana to neutralize the entire Florida Mayhem healing output. The Eternal seized their advantage and steamrolled the point.
That's a great bionic grenade, great grenade!
Anti-healing down all over Florida, and immediately the hard point not so hard anymore. That was a stomp. Wow, what a beautiful setup from Gray. Well, that was a sick play. And also, many sick plays going on in this series right now. The Gladiators have taken the lead after a win on Eichenwald, but we're going to Junkertown. And if we've learned anything from this map, this is one of those maps where, like, anybody can win at any time because it's so crazy. Point A, you can kind of play whatever you want. What do you think we're going to see?
I have no idea. No, after this series, you know, honestly, as we see Decay here on our screens, he's been playing amazingly well. But, you know, the Gladiators, last time they were on Junkertown, just decided to run 3-3.
Yeah.
So we didn't actually see any of the Bastion. We didn't see any of the snipers.
Well, that's the question right now as we look at Decay's stats. If you're the Gladiators, what do? Do you try to play it more straight up and just try to close out the series? Or do you try to get creative again and try to out-chaos the Masters of Chaos, right?
I mean, I would think that the Gladiators would just run 3-3 again. It served them well last time. They look confident on this map.
Seems more likely.
Running that composition, but who knows? I mean, I think Gladiators, it's clear they came in with very specific plans, especially Decay in that last round on Eichenwald was quite clearly ready for the Pharah Mercy combo, and his job was just to take them out of the sky, and he did just that.
He did a great job of it too, and I mean, he really did a great job specifically of focusing down that Mercy every single time. And I mean, when you're dropping in a straight line like that, you know, if you're dropping at the same rate, you can kind of hit that angle. Easier to shoot. There, Baconjack subbing in. Fiang Jialong on the Chengdu Hunters side of things. So, hey, big surprise there. We're going to Junkertown. They put in a Widowmaker player.
Yeah, probably a strong indication of the Chengdu Hunters strategy coming into this map.
Could be.
And if they can win this and send us to a map 5, they can potentially sow enough chaos here to win on Control again.
That's the thing. This series is not over. Like, because we've had maps flip back and forth as far as what team is looking more dominant than the other one. And, you know, Junkertown could swing back the way of the Chengdu Hunters, too. So
it's worth noting Chengdu Hunters are 2-0 on Junkertown, and Gladiators are 0-1. So,
that's a great point.
You know, this is not. It's not a foregone conclusion, obviously, that the Gladiators can win on this map. Chengdu, they're going to be very confident.
It's not exactly the world's biggest sample size either, but, you know, we work with what we've got.
Even on paper, you can really see how this plays into the Chengdu Hunters' wheelhouse.
No doubt, yeah. Just your regular, everyday escort map. Well, it's an escort map anyway. Maybe not your regular, everyday one. As Point A has such long, crazy sight lines that you usually don't really see the 3-3 until you get into Point B. You can run it on A, but a lot of teams favoring something a bit different. And speaking of different, Chengdu Hunters loading up perhaps the Halt Hook combo with the Roadhog and the Orisa here. And Jinmu on the Bastion. Gladiators taking up a very far forward position, though.
Yes, they are. They're going to try and rush right away using the Moira. So here they come. Elsa just will take a little trip up to the top side while the Gladiators hide under the canopy.
So now it gets a little bit awkward, right? Because how do you disengage from that when the Bastion is set up? It's like you might see Kyle go over, or Kyo rather goes over on the high ground. Gladiators just trying to back away. That's Roar going down, and that's the thing. If you go for this really aggressive defense, but they're on the high ground, they've got that Bastion, it's tough to walk away from that without losing anybody. But Baconjack down, they found the Widowmaker anyway.
He was trying to flank around to get the sight line, played a little bit too aggressively right there. Shaz now trying to camp him now. It's going to be a 5 versus 5. Baconjack is back. Can he get a sight line fast enough?
Well, Jinmu takes Void out of his mech, so there's another opportunity. He's shooting Baconjack. That payload's still moving. Now Roar jumping in. Got the Zarya shield, and they jump right onto Jinmu. They can't keep him alive. And Jinmu had configuration tank too, so that's a rough one. Veltal down as well, so there's no reses in the cards for the Hunters right now. Elsa just trying to finish off Roar, but Hunters losing too many people too quickly. That's going to be a full reset for them at some point.
Yeah, Elsa just has to reset as well. Has the self-destruct. Baconjack going too far forward and getting eliminated was a massive problem because it allowed Roar to get back.
Oh, it's a really late kill onto Elsa as well, so Hunter's gonna have to take even more time off the clock before they can get set up again.
They do have a configuration tank though, and they do have the supercharger.
True.
So Chengdu Hunters have the tools to push through right now. Only Coalescence up for the Gladiators as it stands.
But they're going to have a lot more ults soon, though. I mean, they've got 4 people with 80+%, so a little bit of poking, the Gladiators will be right there. Baconjack on the run again. Gets back to his team just in time. Supercharger down, so Jinmu doing a lot of extra damage. He was going to go configuration tank. Is he going to find any targets, though? It's a little bit tricky right now. Oh, Decay! Elsa eats his grab as well. So the Hunters, that's something they can use.
That is definitely something they can use. They're setting up right now, but that was a lot of ults used by the Hunters that didn't turn into anything.
I mean, they've got the whole hog. Oh, but Baconjack down again. Roar jumps in with the Primal Rage. Now Keo on the run. Not going to get a chance to use that Roadhog ultimate. Yveltal fleeing for his life, but Big Goose takes him out with a punch to the face, and that's going to be Hunters sent back to spawn again.
Yeah, Gladiators.
Oh, Jinmu.
They're just not letting Baconjack really affect this match at all, and that means he's on Sombra, and it is going to be wholesale swaps for the Chengdu Hunters. Jinmu to the far right now, noticing the Gladiators do not have anything to pluck him out of the sky.
Among over to the Wrecking Ball as well. So Chengdu switching to what has worked the best for them so far.
Yeah, especially with no Sombra now from Decay, which was their main problem there on Eichenwald.
Right. All right. Self-destruct. Jinmu should be able to get far enough away. Oh, Yveltal not so lucky. Flies across the screen in front of Jinmu.
That's a Mercy corpse.
That's a reset. That's
shooting
right.
through the sky.
That's like Mercy doesn't usually somersault like that. Oh, oh, that's not good.
Rough.
Yeah. Not her usual method of flight.
45 seconds now for the Hunters as they have been completely stalled out here on Junkertown.
That's rough. Chengdu Hunters trying to push forward again. So far, so good for the Gladiators, though. Void does get hacked, but no big result from that one. Going in, Decay. Oh, gets a kill even before he gets the Graviton Surge online. The payload's still not moving. There goes Baconjack. And again, Shaz chasing people down with that Moira. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's what we saw on the other maps that Gladiators were doing so well on, where they're doing a great job of separating the Hunters and winning these little skirmishes.
Yep, and 7 seconds left. Can anybody get back to the payload? Among is trying to get there.
He can, but I don't know how long he's going to live, man. I mean, he's got the minefield. That's something, I guess. Decay taking some damage from that. There's a barrage. Jinmu trying to equalize, but Void right behind him. Elsa gets Big Goose with the self-destruct, so the Hunters actually making a good go at this right now.
I mean, we have the Valkyrie down, but it's only 2 tanks and a Mercy on the payload. Keo gets res.
Yeah, Keo can do the damage, though. He's a Zenyatta, man. He's a DPS support.
Oh,
Jinmu back again. I think the Chengdu Hunters might actually have point A here. They've got Gladiators all the way pushed back, and that should be about it. They pull it out at the last moment.
Do they? They're going to try and re-engage right now.
That's a good question. Gladiators coming back in again. There's a hack onto Jinmu, but he got a nice boost into the air before that happened. Shaz advancing. Yveltal taking a lot of damage. Can they finish him off? It's so close. Hydration down. Oh, Shaz gets the kill. Going for the other support, too. He gets another one. Roar takes out Keo as well. I can't believe it. The Gladiators trying to turn this one around. The payload, oh, it's nearly there. Less than a meter to go.
And the hack onto Elsa before he could use self-destruct.
Amon.
Can they get it, though? It's 0.95 meters.
I said it. They get it, meaning the Gladiators are going to get this defense. Amon living a long time. Gets the shield off just in the nick of time to stay alive. There goes Yveltal. Overtime bar dropping. And the Hunters cannot take point A. What a clutch hold by LA.
Wow. Right at the very end. And the reason why they couldn't stall out further was Decay got the hack onto the mech, onto the Diva, so no self-destruct to remech. Huge play.
What a close call, but the Gladiators have pretty much won themselves the series with that. It seems almost unfathomable. Why did I even try to say that word? To imagine them not being able to get to the point that the Chengdu Hunters made it to.
Yeah, less than a meter before point A. Gladiators, certainly, the ball is in their court right now. They have the major advantage to go ahead and win this series 3-1.
Hydration's still looking serious.
Well, you don't want to throw this out. I mean, you just got yourself a big edge, so stay focused.
And again, if anybody can totally throw you off your game, and cause a crazy upset right here, it's going to be the Chengdu Hunters. This is a team that we have found you need to take seriously from beginning to the end of the match.
Yeah, and we've seen them sometimes fail on attack rounds only to run some hardpoint defenses and like full holds. So
hardpoint like this.
Yeah, and they are going to be using Jinmu this time instead of on the Bastion. Of course, on defense here on the Junkrat. Meanwhile, most likely very similar composition coming out of the Gladiators. Bastion though for hydration.
Okay. Ooh, Decay on the rear. No, I don't think so.
No, the Sonic Arrow. They want to check. They want to check this room first to make sure they're not going to get just rushed.
Yeah.
So
hey, don't play me that way, Decay.
Yeah.
All right. There we go. Over to the Widowmaker now. Other sniper. There's a halt. No danger really for hydration though, but big danger for Keo as he gets grabbed and taken out by the Gladiators already. Nice start. Yveltal not really in a position to be able to res that one.
You have to eat that halt if you're Elsa. You can't let your Roadhog just get halt hooked like that.
Yeah.
To start off the map. Chengdu Hunters now reeling as the payload just continues to work its way through. Baconjack switches over. Well, he's on the Widowmaker, so
I mean,
we'll see what he can do. Keo.
Ameng down again,
no.
so they're not even able to get any sort of defense going here. Goodbye, Baconjack. This is going to be the fastest offensive of all time, I think.
It's just a slaughter, Noah.
It is. Gladiators just tearing through the Hunters like a hot knife through sour cream.
That's how the phrase goes, I'm pretty sure.
I like to subvert expectations. That's popular in Hollywood these days. I'm doing my part.
And that was about as successful as most of their attempts.
I agree completely. Gladiators nearly get it there, though. Elsa back on the point. Hydration, though. Configuration tank. Aiming down already. There goes Jinmu. The desperation. Doomfist doing nothing right now for the Hunters. And the Gladiators have it all but locked up. Baconjack's Tracer eliminated. And there goes Yveltal on the Mercy. And that is it. The Gladiators, as soon as they finish Keo, are going to win. As soon as they finish Amon, are going to win this series. There we go. The LA Gladiators take it 3-1.
And with that, they will clinch their Stage 2 playoff berth. 6-0
right.
for LA. And now they have the undefeated Stage 2 in their sights.
One more match to go to get that 7-0 in Stage 2 for the LA Gladiators. As you just mentioned, they've made the playoffs. But to get that 7-0 would feel oh so sweet. What a statement for this team, too, to come into this stage and show such drastic improvement.
Yeah, and outside of Hanamura, that was a really dominating performance from LA.
Absolutely. And, you know, you can't really get upset about losing maps like Hanamura if you're the Gladiators, if you're a Gladiators fan, because, like, the Hunters are just so good at being insane and crazy. They're going to get wins like that, you know? So, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Definitely is.
Getting the